What's up, everybody? I'm Conrad. Welcome back to the Trail Co YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be installing some Cali Raised skid plates on my 4th Gen Tacoma. Follow along. All right, let's do a quick overview. This is the full skid plate kit from Cali Raised that works with the hybrid and non-hybrid Tacoma. That's going to be a big one. These guys have been in the industry for quite a long time now. I've been running their stuff on several vehicles, both friends and my own. My last 3rd Gen Tacoma had a set of Cali Raised rock sliders and skid plates, and they did the job. So we're gonna repeat a lot of what we did on the last build with this one. So let's take a little bit of a closer look. Now, we call this the full skid plate set, but they actually do have other skids. I believe there's a trailing arm kit in development, skid plate set, and rear shocks. So you'll be able to get the full package eventually. But for now, we've got the lower control arm skids, that front skid, and we got that massive transmission. And then we've got the transfer case, and finally the gas tank skid plate. So this is a steel variety. These guys offer everything in steel and aluminum. So for a little bit of an upcharge, you can get an aluminum set if you're looking to save weight. And this is the steel set. They also come in raw or powder coat. So if you want to save a little bit of money, paint them yourselves, maybe do a custom color or something they don't offer. These guys have all the options. We got windows for drainage, for filters, easy bolt on, bolt off. And Cali Raised, let me show you guys their hardware. It's dialed. I mean, everything is labeled, packaged. This is all the different hardwares in one box. So this install is probably going to take me a few days because I'm doing it solo. Some of the stuff's a little bit heavier. Might ask for a hand here in the next couple days, but we're going to break this up over a couple days, also weather dependent. And we're going to start with those lower control arm skids, which, by the way, if you get a full set, you can get everything in raw, but those have powder coating included at no extra charge. Low lead times, fast shipping. I believe shipping is also included. So you're getting a good deal with these. You wait for one of their sales. They usually do 10, 15% off a few times a year. You're able to score a pretty solid deal on a full skid plate set. So let's start off with the lower control arms, and then we'll slowly knock them all out one by one. So just for quick reference, the lower control arm skid goes where you might imagine, on the lower control arm. So it's got some carriage bolts, goes right through the body. You can see one of the holes up there. There's some holes on the bottom. Pretty standard for an LCA skid, and this set will also cover that lower shock bolt right there. So good coverage. Let's get this on. Cali Raised has a ton of install guides, so I won't go too deep into the install process, kind of show you guys before and afters. So let's get started. Okay, just a quick little overview. We got our skids there, all of our hardware there, 2 big carriage bolts, 4 smaller ones, a bunch of washers and nuts. Real simple install. I'm gonna grab some tools, get these on there, and show you guys the after. Okay, that was pretty easy. You can see 1, 2 in the back, 3 right underneath that reservoir. Pretty simple install. Like I said, just a couple carriage bolts and nuts. Looks good, man. Let's move on. Next order of business, we're gonna do this front skid. Gonna take off this cheap plastic nonsense. What were they thinking, man? Plastic skid plates on an off-road truck. All these off-road features, plastic skid plates, but there's a handful of nuts. You can see them on there, bolts, I mean. Let's get those off. Let's try to fit up that skid plate. Well, things took a turn for the good. And I was gonna step this out a little bit more, but I just decided to go ahead and install the whole front skid plate, and then the transmission, and then that little piece at the end. I'll go to the other end in a second. Hopefully this wind isn't terrible right now, but that's the transfer case all the way in the back. So I'll go through everything at the end. I still have to do the gas tank when I'm done. But a nice little preview. Let's go over here to the back. You can see, let's get a little bit lower. Transfer case pieces right there. The skid, all the windows for all your oil changes, fluid changes. And yeah, man, looking good. It's time to go into the gas tank. We'll see if I do that one today. Might wait till the gas tank has a little bit less in it, but looking good so far. We're back out here a couple days later. Time to install this big old beefy gas tank skid plate. You can see the little cheap plastic one that we got from the factory. We've already got all of our brackets on the truck. There are plenty of install guides out there, so I'll spare you guys that part. Cali Raised has a good one. I think I already mentioned that before. Let's get this guy on. I'm gonna have my neighbor come over and help me out, lift this thing into place, tighten everything down, and then we will be finished with all of our skid plates. So I'll check back in a second. Okie dokie. The gas tank skid plate is installed. All the bracketry. Just giving you guys a quick look at everything. I'm gonna put the truck back on those stands and do a better overview with some more room down here, but this thing is beefy, man. Real beefy. Only thing that I think I'm gonna have to do is my off-road has a factory plastic skid plate. It seems like the third gen, not many of them do. Besides the off-roads, maybe the pros. So I'm probably gonna take a Dremel to those guys and cut them down because, as you can see, they are the lowest hanging thing right now. But let me wait for the sun to calm down a little bit. We'll put this thing on the ramps and I'll show you guys a closer look. Okay, so we're back at the back of the truck. You can see the gas tank skid plate peeking out right there. Again, this portion right here, not covered at all, if I understand correctly. Like the sports and the SR5s and stuff don't have anything, not even the plastic one, but neither one has anything that covers that there. I don't think the TRD Pro does either. Maybe Trail Hunter, I don't know. But quick angle from the back. We got tuck that is basically in line with the axle here. Full flat belly. Looks really good, man. I'm very happy with this. Got to trim those bolts up like I was saying. But yeah, I think you guys get the idea. I'm showing you everything all the way through. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Let's do some closing thoughts, and that's gonna be it for this one. So all in all, I think the install is relatively straightforward. If you've got basic tools, an extra set of hands is super helpful. If you've got a lift, even better. We did the all steel set on my truck. They do offer steel and aluminum, raw and powder coated. I think I mentioned it already, but if you order either one, you're getting the lower control arms that are coming powder coated. And if I remember correctly, I think they're only available in steel, but don't quote me. But yeah, made in America, American steel, solid manufacturing company out of Dallas, Cali Raised. They've really made strides from the early days of just doing lighting. Now, if you guys have watched my other videos, I've got their rock sliders, I've got their skid plates. Tomorrow, we're gonna be installing their fog lights. They do all sorts of stuff, roof racks, bed racks. They got a new topper rack coming out for the 4G. So low profile front bumper. There's a optional bull bar. I mean, so many different features and options in this one. A full total lineup, ditch lights, and the skid plates are just one part of that. So they are a good deal. Pricing's always variable. If you wait for a sale, you obviously save the most. Shipping, if I remember correctly, is free. And you got windows and ports for accessing all the drain lines and things like that, oil changes, whatever. So I think that's gonna be it for this one. Obviously, all the links are gonna be in the description. Make sure you check out 4gtaco.com, our forum, if I didn't mention it already. Again, links will be in the description. And I think that's gonna be it for this one. We're going to Montana to get a GFC. So I will be actually testing these a little bit, hopefully on some rocks. Nothing too crazy. We're only on 33s, but when we go to 37s, hopefully some bead locks, we're really gonna start beating these things up. So that's it. Thanks for following along. Make sure you like, share, comment, follow, subscribe. All those usual things that help the channel grow. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you on the next one.